Hey everybody. Then we'll go through the process of how to use the MBR2GPT utility to convert a disk image or a Windows installation from MBR to GPT. For example, with this computer and two others, I have imaged them with a pre-built image that is of MBR type, and these machines have a UEFI firmware on them, which normally with Windows 10 Windows 8 you want to boot off using GPT. I'll go and restart the computer and show you, for example, how things look when you're booting with MBR. Generally with newer machines like this, it's better to have them set up to boot off of GPT, also known as UEFI. It allows Windows to better integrate with the system firmware. And with motherboards like this, it doesn't really hurt the ability to boot off of other devices like, let's say, USB stick or whatnot. It really depends on the computer that you have. But as you see right now, we have just the basic Windows flag and not the logo of the system, which in this case would be the ASRock logo because the motherboard's the ASRock motherboard. And I don't have all the drivers loaded on this just yet, so yeah, the resolution isn't quite where it's supposed to be. So this is why we want to use a a GPT install on this UEFI system. So what we have to do is we have to use a Windows installation media such as this USB stick loaded with Windows 10. And I think it has to be after a certain version. I think it has to be after version 1703 in order to do this. I'm not 100% certain on that, but we're running the latest version we have available, which is at this point is 1709. So we'll go ahead and restart the computer and boot off the USB stick. We're going to go ahead and select the USB stick as our boot device. It's booting in MBR mode right now because we selected the USB, not the UEFI. But you don't have to worry about any of this here. Just press Shift and F10 at the same time. Brings up command line. Type in disk part. Get you a better view of that. Now this step may not be necessary, but I do recommend it just to check and make sure that you know what disk to select when you go to run the MBR2GPT command. So we're going to launch disk part and wait for it to load. We're going to type in list disk. And we see that disk 0 is our main hard drive. So we're going to exit disk part to return back to the main command line. Now type in MBR number 2 GPT space / validate space / disk :0. And it completed the validation successfully. And if there's any problems, it will tell you here. So we can press the up arrow to recall our previous line. Now we'll go ahead and go over to convert. Now, keep in mind before I actually launch this, this is very important. You want to make sure that your machine does in fact, it can in fact boot in UEFI mode. Don't do this on a computer that has an old-fashioned BIOS. The computer has to support, it absolutely does have to support booting in UEFI mode. Now, this HROC motherboard supports both. So all I have to do is just do this command and it will convert this disk over to GPT, and no other changes will be needed to the BIOS. However, on different motherboards you will have to go into your system setup and change the boot mode from CSM or compatibility support or legacy boot, whatever you have it, from that to UEFI. So that way the system will look to boot off of a UEFI installation. Now, on some computers, for example, it will affect how the actual BIOS behaves. Now, with this HROC motherboard, it's a retail board, so it's not the same as OEM machines where they typically just hide out all like your F2, your F11 options and whatnot, and not give you a chance to access the BIOS. It really depends on the computer you have. So, long story short, make sure that your BIOS supports UEFI boot before you actually continue with this, because if you continue with this and it doesn't, your system will no longer be able to boot. Now, also, there may be some issues encountered with this conversion. I have encountered issues before that render machine unbootable. However, I just went back into the Windows setup utility and went through the computer repair process. Essentially ran Windows Start Prepare. So if you're not sure how to run Start Prepare, just look up how to run Start Prepare Windows 10 on Google or something like that. So let's go and do this conversion, and it's going to go and convert our disk from MBR to GPT. And as you see on the last line there, it says, before the new system can boot properly, you need to switch the firmware to boot the UEFI mode. Okay, so we can exit. And we'll go ahead and zoom you back out. Let's go and restart the computer. Just X out of this Windows setup and say yes. Remove your flash drive and go ahead and restart. And you'll see that Windows looks a bit different now when it boots up. As you see, we now have the HROC logo instead of the Windows flag. Or for example, if you had, let's say, a Dell or HP, you would have the Dell or the HP logo there. Now, also, this can be handy well, I don't think this will work. Let's say, for example, you upgraded an older computer from Windows 7 to Windows 10, and then you migrated the install to a newer computer that supports UEFI boot. For example, on the Mid-Tower Black Macs, I tried to do a conversion and it wouldn't work because it was upgraded from Windows 7. However, for example, a while back with my Dell Inspiron 1525, I had reinstalled Windows 10 after I did an upgrade. I later migrated that install from the Dell to the HP computer I have now. I think I did a sysprep, I'm not certain, but anyways, I migrated it over. And I was then able to later run MBR2GPT to convert the install to where it actually boots in UEFI mode. Okay, so now it's got to finish configuring this image and it'd be good to go. So that's how you can convert an MBR installation of Windows 10 to GPT on a system that supports GPT or UEFI booting. So anyways, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching. Hey everybody, I sure hope you guys enjoyed this video from Q Computer Channel. Remember to like the video, subscribe to Q Computer Channel for more updates, and remember to tick the bell so that we actually get notified of these updates. Did you know that I am also on a second channel that's CubeComp MTDX? Over there you'll find videos of bicycling, weather,
elevators, and all sorts of other neat and interesting stuff. Feel free to subscribe to that channel as well. And again, I thank you for your support, and thanks for watching this video.